Welcome to our weekly program, The Inside Story of Chabad in America through the Mindel Archives. Today's program is a bit different than usual. It's a little more Lomdish. And I'll tell you the background. About a year ago, I think I mentioned that in the early 40s, probably I was 1943 or 44, there was a learning group in Manhattan, scientists, a group of scientists, every Wednesday night in a dentist office. And Mr. Alexander Cowan, he was the Maggid Shir of this group. He's the one also who wrote, I think, for Kos, about Mezuzah or film, I'm not sure. And it was based on the book of Bible Unauthorized. I still have the book here that was used in that class. The Frierdiker Rebbe and the Rebbe, he was called then the Ramash, they were very interested in that group. So they sent Rabbi Mindel every single week. This was for many, many weeks. And to join their class, to give them a little bit chayas, enthusiasm. Maybe there were questions over there that the Rebbe wanted him to answer. It was a very interesting group, and they went on for many, many weeks. So the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Rabbi Rayatz, said to Rabbi Mindel, go to the group, when you after the group, come to me, and I want to hear every prat, every single detail what happened in that group. Something very interesting. And the Rebbe, the Ramash, our Rebbe, was also in the room, always. So he explained, so Rabbi Mindel told him exactly who was there and how many people came and how it went. And every week was different. I wrote up about that. So the Frierdiker Rebbe said to our Rebbe, to the Ramash, if the questions that they had, the Rebbe should answer some of the questions. He should write down a piece of paper and give it to Rabbi Mindel, and Rabbi Mindel will give it to them, study it with them, whatever it is. So today, I want to share with you the Rebbe's Ksav Yad, his handwritten notes that he wrote, questions that he asked, and answers. And so we have this week, we have maybe next week, or we have quite a few ksavim from the Rebbe about it. Mamish Lomdish. So since this week is Parshas Breishis, about the creation of the world, they were learning about the creation, the Bible unauthorized over there. So I thought I would share this with you. So it was written, the Rebbe wrote it in Hebrew, and I will say the Hebrew and also translate it as much as I can in English. Now here, as you can see the background, you can see the writing of the Rebbe of this shiur that the Rebbe wrote down. So I'm going to read the Hebrew and then I'll try to see it in English. Shaila, Mahu Teichen Ha'inyan, Shebechol Maseh Bereshis Nemar Bibriyosam Vayar Elokim Kitayv. So Aleph, Ma Bo L'Lamdeinu, and Beis, Mai Komashmalon, Halomi Atzumi Muvan, Asher Kivon Shalokim Baram Teivim. What's the question? What is the meaning, what it says by the creation, and Hashem saw it was good? What is the lesson? It was good. And also it's obvious. Everything Hashem does is good. So these two questions, what's the lesson? And Bichlal, everything is good. So what does it have to say each time that Vayar Elokim Ki Toiv? Tshuva, the answer. So the Rabbi gives three introductions before he gets to this answer of this question. Tshuva kol habriya mischalekes la'arba daimim tzameya chai midaber chiluk ikri b'negeya l'inyoneinu bein daimim tzameya chai and midaber asher daimim tzameya chai einoi elo nifal v'loi poyel v'yotzer b'teva. Now I'll tell you in English. The entire creation is divided into 4 levels. The inanimate, like stones, earth, water, metal. Also the growing, like trees, grass, plants, and so on. Also the living, like animals, fish, birds, insects, and the speaking, people, intellect. But there's a fundamental difference between the other 3 and man. What's the difference? The difference is that the 3, the daimim, tzameach and chai, can only be affected. They can be mekabel, but they cannot affect others. And they were created, the Rebbe writes, with a nature, as we will explain soon. That's the difference between daimim, tzameach, chai, and midaber. Then the Rebbe writes, Loi rak hadoimim v'tzameach she'einom yecholim lishnes as mekoimom elo afilu hachai ha'isa kamet achbolis v'shinoim b'svivasai. Not only the doimim, the inanimate and the growing doimim tzameach cannot affect and have a certain nature. They can't even move. But even the living, even the chai, who does many things and changes the surroundings, so seemingly you might think that should be different. Because chai is different than tzameach. Seemingly, he says, he does have the power of effect, contrary to what was just said. But it will be shown, the Rebbe says, that even the chai, the living, does not have the power, as we're going to explain soon. So even the living, l'chore, the living should be different. But no, the Rebbe says no. Those 3 is different than the medaber. And the Rebbe gives certain examples, l'chore, a chai. But nevertheless, the Rebbe gives an example. What is the example? Hanimola, he writes, Eigres bekayitz lachma limeya chayriv, asher oz beteva leyimotzi terev bishvilo. Let's say the ant gathers its food in the summer to the winter, because then it will naturally have no food if it won't do it. So we see that they do things. They gather for the winter. So they are different than doimim and tzameach. Also another example that Rabbi gives, Toilaz hameshi orges levush lo hamasim beyoser lematzov v'kiyumo. The silkworm weaves clothes for itself, which is very appropriate for a situation of survival. So we see that they do. Also a third example, hadvaira, a bee. Boine kaveta kamei adrikol baki ukaino rabbis. A bee, he says, builds the honeycomb like an expert architect, and many alike. So we see that they do. So how can you say that they are like the daimim? Because he says the Rebbe, gam bipoloisov elu chukei hateva heim hamakim boy ve'oimrim aseikach uve'etzem lamitosi shel dover einu moisif kol dover chodesh bebriya. Now I'll tell you in English. But even so, also those actions, as we just said, it is laws of nature, hamakeh, which hit him, and tell him to do so. And he's really not adding anything to the creation. This is how they were created. But ha'odom, ha'she'en kin ha'odom, asher bilvad zeh she'en hu muchar b'masov, va'yidei ha'bchira chofshi shaloi, yochel lehu lisnaged lerotzen ha'teva asher boi, oidzais, asher b'yecholta li is koyach yoitzer, ubayne ba'olam al-yidei masov, ba'oifen ha'masim, yuchal l'saken es ha'olam l'zachachoy l'shkaleloi la'iroi koloshen hazal shenase shutof la'kodesh baruch hu b'masav reishis. However, the man, in addition to the fact that his actions are not forced, Rabbi writes, and because of his free choice, he's able to oppose his natural will. Moreover, it is his power to create and build in the world, meaning that in his actions are done, if his actions are done properly, he's able to fix the world, to purify and improve and eliminate it. And as this, it says in the Chazal say, he becomes a partner with the Eibishter in the creation. So we see that even that an Adam is completely different than a Chai. So we have three. We have Daimim Tzemaya Chai is one thing, and an Adam is another thing. That is one. That's the first introduction that the Rebbe says to the first answer, to the first question. Now the Rebbe is going to another introduction. Engineer, mumche, hoise mechayna. Hine keshem, shelo yachsar b'mechayna mumche me'anitzach lemilu tafkido, kein lo yiye bo shum chelik v'dover she'enim mevi toyeles ba'vedosei. Vasher efshar liyas belode, v'im eino kein, harize chisorein b'shleimus oisa mechune. Now let me say this in English. This is the second introduction. An expert engineer who makes a machine, it's not only a machine, the Rebbe writes a machine, but it's anything, an aeroplane or anything. Just like there will be nothing missing in the professional machine from what is needed to do its job, so too there will be no part and thing in that does not bring any usefulness to the job, and that it can't be without it. And if this is not the case, then it's a lack in the one who made the machine. So every prat, every detail in the machine, every screw is important. Every screw in the machine, and if he doesn't, is not perfect, then he's not doing his job. So that's it. When a person, the engineer, Mekol shkeinu lahavdil bein aroich, asher bara ha'olam leibara davar echad be'olamai ba'olam bichlal u'ba'odam bifrat levatolo. How much more so that the creator of the world did not create anything for nothing in the world, in general and in man particular. So everything that the Eibishter made in this world is not levatolo, is for a reason. And if something is missing, so then it's not good. Then he's not doing his job. And the key von shalom nitno hayechoiles lezache hoilom v'liskaloloi hariza machriach loimer shezehu tafkid ha'odom alei adomis v'avedosei hamutetelos olav vein ze inyan shel rishus elochayva. And since the person was given the power to purify the world and improve the world, this shows that this is his mission here on earth, and this is what is expected from him. And this is not a choice, it's an obligation. Because the Eibishter put the person for that reason. So he has a responsibility in this world, because this is, the Eibishter didn't create anything levatolo. That's introduction number 2 that Rabbi wrote. Now introduction number 3. Toiv amitis, toyar zeh, eino shayach el bedover sho betachlis shlemusei. Kim if efshorim beis shekolul ushleimis neisum ashlemusei, hari el inyan shanimtza bedover zeh, v'shumanei umakiv es hashtalmusei hurah. V'yef shalema al hadover toiv be'emes im chelik v'menu hurah. Let me tell you what this says. The true meaning of the word good, toiv, is only something which is completely perfect. Perfect. Otherwise it's not good. Because if you are able to improve and make it more perfect, then the thing that's holding bad, that's holding the perfection is bad. So it's not really, so it's, if there is bad in the perfect thing, and you cannot say on a thing that has bad that is truly good. So when it says the word toiv, good, means 100% good. There is not an inch of bad. That's what toiv means. You say good is good. Now this is the answer. Now the Rabbi is going to, after these 3 introductions, this is the answer on the question that we had in the beginning about Kitoiv, that what's the lesson, and why do we have to say every time everything that God does is good? So now we're going to say the answer. Mayna ala shayle. Ki von she'odom kanal. Hakdoma aleph. Ef shaloli yes yoytziru bayne ba'ilom. Oid zois ki von she'odom kanal. Hakdoma beis. Chayva, he underlined, chayva. All of lokachas chelik bibinyani shel ilam. Uskala lui boy for gazet nivra ilam. Let me see what I said. The answer is, since a person is able to create and build in the world, as we explained in the first introduction, and more so, he must take part in building the world and improving it, and it was in this manner that the world was created, as it says in the introduction, in the second introduction. What happens then? Then hareza noise makim, you can make a mistake then. Hareza noise makim to 2 mistakes. What's the 2 mistakes? Sheimar ha'odom. A person can say, Bekoichi ani be'atzmi, and the Rebbe underlined, ani be'atzmi. Hini miskalel es ha'ilom. Vaidea v'dosi davke hini nase meira choser hashleimus toiv. This gives room for the mistake. First of all, a person might say, it is with my power, within my power, and it is me, and he underlined, who is improving the world, and only through my work is the world becoming from bad into good, into perfect. That's what a person might think then, because the Eibishter created a person for that. So a person might say, I am like a partner to the Eibishter. Sheyemer ha'odom mibli yichayles Hashem chas v'sholem v'chas v'sholem livre olam amaloyi bore b'eifuk hazeh. A person might say, because Hashem is unable to chas v'sholem create a perfect world, that's why He created in this manner, in imperfect, because the Eibishter chas v'sholem couldn't do it. That's why the apostle comes to tell you. Valzeh bo hakosu v'yomer. B'siyum, that's what the apostle says in the end of every brio, every creation. Vayar Elokim kitoiv. Shehabayre royes hadover hanivro. Shehu haroye oisel hamitosai. Hein ma shenimtze boy golur li'ein keil, hey mashenimtzu bebehelem u'bekoyach hareiro tekev b'briyosai, b'sheishes yimei breishis, and he underlined, kitoiv, hashahu toiv betachlis, and he underlined hashlemus. So this is why the pasuk says at the end of every single creation, and Hashem saw that when the Creator sees the thing that was created, He sees it truly. He sees it not only what is revealed and can be seen by everyone, He also sees what the thing has hidden in it, the potential. So right in the 6 days of creation, as soon as He created, He saw that it was good. And good means completely perfect. Otherwise, it's not good, as we just spoke. So this is the answer of the two mistakes that one can have, that Hashem was certainly able to create a perfect world, and He actually saw the perfection right in the beginning. Then the Rabbi finishes the last paragraph. V'hodam einei ela megale bepoil. What is the person? He's only megale bepoil mehelem v'koyach, and he underlines hein b'negei le'atzmai shemoitzi keiches ha'toiv ha'nalomim shebei min ha'keich ha'poil v'yidei zeh megale b'bri ha'toiv ha'mitis ha'komas ha'shebei. And the person's job is only to reveal in actuality what was already potential there. Not that chas v'sholem, David needs help. This is true for himself, that he reveals the power that he has hidden in him. And through this he reveals in the creation the hidden true good. And this is one thing that the Rebbe said, that the Rebbe wrote down, and they took this, Rabbi Mindel took this, what the Rebbe wrote, his handwriting, as you saw in the background, and they studied that. They studied a long time, and they discussed that. And the Rabbi Mindel had a lot of things to say about this, which I have no time today to discuss what Rabbi Mindel discussed. And then he came back to the Rebbe, and he told the Rebbe exactly what he told him, and the Rebbe was very, very happy. So this is one of the shiurim that I wanted to say today. In Mitzvah, maybe next week I'll share with you another shiur. Thank you.